welcome to the Hump Day Happy Hour Tap In, brought to you by BOTB. It's the bottom of the bottle show. I am one of your hosts, Jay Walker. That's my brother, my co-host, my partner. Them. What's happening with you, Carolina?
Ain't shit, man. Just coming off that gangster weekend we had, man. We had a family reunion. We ain't had one of them in probably over 10 years, maybe. But shout out to the Hauser family, family affair. I think that's what they
Indeed,
call it. Hashtag, yeah, Hauser family affair. But it was a great weekend with family. What up,
In-
Joffrey?
indeed, man. You know they did some stuff at the family reunion that was new and needed. They had a seminar on drug addiction. They handed out Narcan. They had a financial wellness meeting, you know what I'm saying, for the family. Things that we need in our community in a real way, in the worst way, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't all fun. There was duty in place of that. And again, it was just a great time, man.
Indeed.
Indeed. So outside of that, South Carolina didn't do shit. South Carolina State lost, Gamecocks lost, Clemson Tigers lost. We'll start all over this week.
Shit, even my Silver Foster lost. Dutch Fork even lost.
And they ain't lost in many, many moons. Well,
Yeah, they don't lose a streak now.
yeah, well, you got to revamp, you got to retool. So we're going to do this thing, man, that we always do. We always bring extraordinary people to you. And in this way, right now, we're going to bring in Mr. Corey Holden. He is in Charlotte, North Carolina, by way of New York. Um, Father, businessman, a multitude of things that we're going to get into, man. Where did he go?
You're right, though.
And there he is. So, welcome, Mr. Holden. How are you today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm gonna correct you real fast, real fast. I'm gonna say
Okay.
Charlotte by way of South Carolina, so I can let y'all know that Irmo High did not lose this past week. So so fuck what y'all talking about. Them Silver
Oh,
Foxes, yeah, y'all lost, but the
Oh,
Yellow Jackets did not. So
man, fuck them bees. Don't nobody fuck about them bees. Fuck
this is
them
a
hey
bees.
long running
man.
rivalry here. We're not going to hash it out on the screen right now, but there'll be a show for that.
Hey, invite
And
me
show
back.
them is
I'm
still
ready to
fuck them
talk.
bees. It's still
I'm
fuck
ready
them
to
bees.
talk.
Absolutely. Now I went to Irmo for my ninth grade year, so I'm kind of neutral on it. Close friend of mine, son plays over there, so I'm gonna be neutral on it. But it's still DF.
Yeah, I hear you. I
Indeed,
hear you.
man. So you got a lot of things under your belt, man. Baker, actor, model brand ambassador, owner of Core Creations. What gave you the drive, man?
What didn't? Um, I mean, I'm a black man in America. It's sink or swim. So honestly, I learned early how to bake from my grandmother. Um, and I've always done it. I never wanted to pursue it as a business. But to be honest, it was when I had kids. When I had kids, it was like, man, you can't you can't tell your kids they can be anything they want to be, and you sitting on your own talent. Like my favorite movie is The Bronx. Well, one of my favorite movies, the second favorite behind Five Heartbeats, but it's a Bronx Tale, and the worst thing in the world is wasted talent. So I can't tell them like, hey, go try everything unless they see daddy trying everything. So and they know some of the stuff I'm scared of. Like I'll admit to them, like I'm nervous to do this. I don't even want to do this, and they push me. So in return, I push them. So yeah, I try to keep my hand in a little bit of everything.
That's a theme with a lot of our guests, man. They how their kids motivate them in the business world. Well, we do this thing, man. It's a little icebreaker. It's called First Call. It's 10 quick questions. I got five. My brother got five. Um,
Okay.
ain't no right or wrong answer because it's just kind of on the spot, how you feel type thing. Um, Bigger fear, heights or enclosed spaces?
In close space.
I'm with you on that. Favorite car you have owned or had access to?
I mean, I worked at a dealership, so I had access to some stuff. Um, I say my favorite car I ever have driven was probably a Trackhawk.
Mm.
Okay.
Um, I drove one of those when it first came out. I was one of the first people to sell it when it landed here in Charlotte. And that type of horsepower with 4-wheel drive, that thing go. Like that thing go, man. So I'll probably say that one.
Okay, so the flip side of that, then my third question is gonna be, what did you drive that you was thoroughly unimpressed with that keeps flying off the lot?
Mm. Um, that really just didn't wow me.
Yeah,
I'd probably say a Range Rover, to be honest.
Yeah, my pops would
that's
say
the
that.
one.
Yeah, my pops would say
Probably say a
that.
Range Rover. That it's a whole lot of nothing.
Okay. Um, the Marvel superhero, cuz, or all the superheroes. You got Marvel, you got DC, or if you want to make up a power, who would you model your superhero after?
It's gonna sound crazy, but I'm gonna say Batman. He
Batman is
don't have no,
popular.
he don't have no powers, man. He's a regular dude that it's all up here, and that's all I am. Like
I don't know,
it's
man.
all up
Batman
here.
got hands too. Like it ain't a superpower, but having hands is important.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But you can. He wasn't just gifted with them. You know what I mean? He trained. So
True that.
like everything he got besides his money, he trained for. So that's kind of how I feel. I mean, I definitely don't have the money. I definitely don't have that. But uh, the hands, I train to have that. My kids train to have hands. The endurance, the perseverance. That man be getting stabbed. He get hit by the same villains that people with powers get hit by. He get hit by the same people that Superman get hit by.
True that.
And
True that.
that's kind of how I feel. Like I wasn't born into much, so anything I got, it's people that have advantages over me. I got to keep up with them. So I'm gonna say Batman.
That's what's happening. So my favorite question is always on some Matrix shit. It's a white room, white table, 3 white chairs. One of the chairs is yours.
I'm gonna hit somebody with it. I'm throwing the hat in the air. But nah, go ahead.
Unrelated to you. People not
hmm
related to you.
hmm
But dead or alive, what's 2 people you want to have a conversation with? Who you gonna put in them other 2 chairs?
Oh, if anybody know me, it's I'm gonna talk to Kobe. Like hands down, I'm sitting down with Kobe. I never seen nobody motivate every single person that's ever come across him the way Kobe Bryant has. Like, so that's without a question.
All right, you got one more
Um,
seat.
mm, I'm gonna bring back Moses, and I need him to clear. I need him to confirm all the stuff they said happened. He need
Okay.
to tell me that he split that water and his staff turned in. I need to know. I need him to tell me firsthand, like if y'all capping or not.
Is it
Um,
long enough for how many of y'all to get through that? Okay.
yeah, like you know how long that'll take.
Okay.
Uh, he didn't motivate Smush Parker. You must not have watched Smush Parker. He motivated Smush Parker to the extent of his ability. His nickname was Smush.
Yeah. That's my 5.
All right. Growing up, your favorite store, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, or Burlington?
Didn't have him
Oh,
growing up.
didn't
Like,
have.
nah. So I guess it depends on when you're saying growing up. Like I moved out here in 8th grade, so like from that point on, maybe. I think Burlington had more of the stuff that was in style when I came down here than like TJ Maxx and Marshalls did. I think TJ Maxx and
Yeah.
Marshalls kind of took off a little bit later on.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, your favorite sidekick of all time, whether it's music or movies.
Sidekick. Um. Oh, that's a
Yeah,
good
your
question.
favorite sidekick of all time.
If you said music or movies, I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
music,
Split Star,
movies,
man. Like,
cartoons.
what's a better sidekick than Split Star to Buster? Like, what did he even do?
Yeah.
He
Uh,
did it though.
but he had us lit. Like, yeah, I'm gonna say Split Star. That's got to be the most pointless, dopest sidekick ever.
A lesson in friendship. That's what that is.
To ride, a shark or alligator?
To ride?
To ride. Get on his back and just ride.
Bro, it's 3 black dudes on this show. And you come up with the most Anglo-Saxon question.
Indeed. Indeed.
Oh,
I always gotta get one in there. I always gotta get one in.
Hold on. I think my mic came on. But if you can hear me though, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
You said he ain't riding neither one of them up.
There we go. What you say?
Oh no, you
You said I
good.
gotta pick one?
Yeah, just pick one. It's just for fun, man.
Ain't nothing fun about riding either one of these. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna go with the shark, man. I'll go with the shark.
I'm about to say at least you can see where you can see where you at. You can't
And
see shit in
hopefully
the
it'll
front.
pass by some land and I'm hopping off. Alligator, either way, I'm in his territory no matter what. So I can't even climb a tree with an alligator. So nah.
All right, if you were to work out, what's more aggravating? The person that's hogging all the weights or the person that's just sitting on the machines hogging the weights?
You mean like a person that's using them all or a person that's just
just
in my way
in the
of
way.
not using them?
Like you got
I would say it gotta be
the person that's in your way about.
Nah, it's so
Okay.
So funny story. Like I went to Gardner Webb University, right? And we had a dude named Big Rich, and Big Rich was colossal. Like that's probably the only time I even used that word. He was so extra big, like biggest human I ever came across. And we had 2 main weight rooms. We had a main weight room, and then we had a little small one. I used to like to go on the small one because I had to rehab. And one day, Big Rich came in there. Rich was like 6'6", like 350, and his arm was as big as like a 45 plate. For context, after he graduated, instead of going to the NFL, because he used to throw his letters from the NFL in the trash all the time, he quit playing football because he got saved. So they used to send him like recruiters to eat with him and all kinds of stuff. He throw the letters in the trash. He became one of them dudes that ripped phone books for God. Like I don't know the correlation, but he like traveled around and he ripped phone books in the name of Jesus. So he came in there one day.
Why Jesus make phone books, come?
I guess that ain't the way to call them. So
say Jesus know your number. Jesus already know your
nah,
number.
they do all kinds of stuff to ant little kids up. They rip phone books and bend stuff. And I was all right. But he came in there and I was working out. I went to get water. And all the weight, and I used to squat pretty heavy, all the weight I had on the squat rack, he had put on the bench press on top of all the other weights that was really even in the room. And I couldn't even be mad. Like all I could do, one, if I was going to be mad, it wasn't going to do nothing anyway. But to answer the question, like I'd rather ride a shark or an alligator than tell him give me my weights back. So like as long as the person is using them, you can't really get mad. But it be the dudes, like I'm not gonna say what demographic, it might get y'all canceled or something like that. But it's a certain demographic of people that be in the gym wearing jeans and like polo shirts and sandals with no socks. And they just sit on machines, bro. Like they don't do nothing, just sit there and be in the way, especially if it's part of what I'm doing that day. So yeah, absolutely. It's the people that waste space for me.
All right, my last one. At their peak.
Here we
Who
go.
was more intense? Because we were talking about motivation all that earlier. Who was more intense? Mike Tyson or Ray Lewis?
We talking about on the field or off the field? Because both of them boys is
Just
crazy off the field
intense.
too. Ray Lewis was stabbing people.
Just intense. If you about to walk into a ring or you about to walk on the football field, like for one of them to talk to you just intensity, whether it's volume high or volume low, who was just more intense?
I'm gonna be honest, bro. After you go back and look at it, this question is not close. It's Mike Tyson by 1,000 miles. Ray Lewis came on the field dancing and all. Mike Tyson said he wanted to eat somebody's babies, bro. He bit a man's ear off.
Just look at
about raping his opponents. Like, no, this is not close.
And he ain't yelling it.
Nah, he didn't come. Can you imagine Mike Tyson doing the Ray Lewis dance before he came? No, he didn't. He didn't have no music. Mike Tyson came out to the sounds of Mike Tyson and just walked in the ring. He didn't wear robes. He came
was
out
the
the
face
same
off
way
for
he
me.
was about to. Yeah, nah.
Yeah, the
It's
face
not even
off
close, bro.
when they face off right before the fight and everybody in their mode and he just eyes darting left to right.
Yeah, nah.
Come on, guy.
Nah.
That's just
Ray
crazy.
Lewis ain't come out. He get a second. Like Mike Tyson was killing people in seconds. Nah.
It's plenty of dudes that go on record. Yeah, you can go on record and say it's plenty of dudes that be barking and shit. And you know Ray Lewis just happened to be one to back it up. It's 1,000 motherfuckers that's barking that ain't gonna back it up.
Yeah, there's hype and there's intense. I think Ray Lewis was hype before every game. But I don't know. I would argue that Troy Polamalu might have been more intense. Like he wasn't there for none of the other stuff. He wasn't even talking nothing, and he just wasn't even coming off the field. Like he was just intense. Like there's a difference.
Yeah, Mike Singletary was intense.
Yeah. So you said Mike said I want to eat your kids, but try to eat a whole grown man. Now that's hungry.
He said I'm gonna start somewhere. Like, hey, I prefer to eat your kids, but your ear is here at the moment. Yeah,
since you hear it all,
I'm kind of losing. You keep headbutting me. Like,
let me ask you this,
bro.
Let me ask you this: in the way of people reinventing themselves, because did you see Mike Tyson turning out to be the kind of dude that he is?
No. And I'm not from the South Bronx, but I am from the Bronx.
Okay.
So you hear about these people, you hear about rappers before the world hears about them. You hear about fighters. We didn't have much. So Golden Gloves and PAL and stuff like that, like that's one of the things we had the resources too, because it don't cost much to buy.
Right.
So a lot of us knew about this. So you knew about certain people. I knew about how crazy Mike Tyson, this up and coming boxer, was kind of early on. And for him to be this silly, nice, gentle dude in movies and making fun of himself and stuff like that, no. Yeah. I would have never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm surprised. Like, I would have never seen him out of jail. Like, I figured Mike Tyson was going to jail.
Yeah, for a long time.
But you figure people say people can't change, but with him, he still was able to find a way to change. And people say they think he's more calmer, but more dangerous because he's just so calm.
Oh, clearly you don't. The dude on the airplane found out he's still Mike.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you hold that back to where when it's unleashed, sometimes you can't. At least when it's consistent, you can you used to controlling it. When you ain't had to control your temper in a long time. I mean, I've been there, and I'm not Mike Tyson, so I can only imagine. Because I would never bite a man's ear off. I had never been that man. I've been mad. Whew.
I can dig it. So you getting into your story, man, you listed actor as occupation and, I guess pursuing dream. How did you fall into that? Because that's not something that everybody can do, for one.
which I mean, I'm learning that as well. I wouldn't say I'm great at it, but I did it early. But I never had speaking roles. I've been extras and stuff, commercials. I've been in music videos, stuff like that, where you don't really have lines or you're only filming for one day or some hours because it's a short thing. But I had been saying that I wanted to get back into it, and then one day a friend of mine, um, she had posted that she needed somebody for a script read. And a script read is literally just that. It's just to read over lines. If somebody didn't show up, so it's hard. Sometimes you need a stand-in. If somebody don't show up, you need somebody to kind of fit the part so that the other person can feed off of it. Uh, I seen him get mad and beat up.
That's Mike.
um, yeah. Unfortunately, they talk about me. But
Oh no.
yeah. So so yeah, she had posted that
Nah,
and she had put up this
that's
criteria,
G. That was G.
and I was joking around and acting like well, really not acting, but felt like I didn't fit some of the criteria. But I was like, hey, I'll help out and I'll do it. I showed up, and I did the script read with her, and for some of it, she wanted me to. Well, she wanted the character to um, make up his own lines, improv some. So I did it, but I was doing it more carelessly because I'm like, I'm not even part of this thing.
Right.
So I'm gonna just say stuff off the top of the head. Y'all fix it later because I'm not even part of this. Um, and she ended up liking me for the role. So when she was asking everybody if they had the clothes that they needed for when the shoot time came, she asked me, and I was like, yeah, why? Somebody need my pants or something? And she was like, nah, like you got the role. And I was like, oh wow. So we shot. It's called Friend Zone. Shout out Shorty Low Productions. Um, and it turned out it went real well. Um, the cast and everybody is it's like a family when it comes to that particular project. And it did well enough to where people were asking like when there will be a part two because it's a short. It was on Vimeo. Now it's on YouTube. Um, and they
And
were asking, okay, well, what happens?
what's the
What
name of it
happens?
one more time?
It's called Friend Zone.
Y'all go check out. Y'all look for Friend Zone on YouTube.
So it's we turned the short into the pilot episode for the series. So now we just wrapped up episode 2 and 3 of the series, and we should be shooting 3 and 4 here soon as well.
So what's your character?
My character's name is Tremel. Where y'all go?
You just got a solo, bro. You good?
Oh
We
yeah.
still here.
Hey, don't be doing that without telling me. I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was a setup. But nah, my character is Tremel. I am the friend of the lead male. Um, and it's really kind of I ain't gonna say a love triangle, but it is about a tough decision between the male character, which is Ronaldo, um, his friend he's in love with named Carissa, and his actual can't give it away, but his person of interest also, whose name is Shay, and I'm one of the more comedic roles on the show.
Indeed, indeed. That's what's
And then
happening, man.
I'll be doing other
So what
auditions
what
and
role?
stuff coming up.
What other roles do you want to play in the future?
I want to be a bad guy, man. I don't know why. Like I really want to be. I
Bad guy
want to
get
be
the
bad.
dopest lines, man.
Yeah, like I just feel like I can encompass that. I want to be a bad guy. I want to play a father. I'm actually I have something in mind that I think I'm going to write, and I've been talking to some people about. I do want to play a father, and I want to show kind of the inside the journey that I know of. Um, but yeah, I would like to play a bad guy, and I really want to play a father. I'm think I'm too old and fat to be playing superheroes, so I don't want to play unless my power is like sitting down. Uh,
I could dig that.
But you can only play Joe Jackson at a young age. He a father and a bad guy.
yeah, now see this is the thing. I don't want to mix the two. We got the whole point is I want to change the perception, not embody. Nah, I think who left the towels in the swimming pool was enough. I think we good on Joe.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you said you got into baking as a way of, you said your grandmother?
Yeah. Me and my grandma. My grandmother was my absolute best friend. Like I know people say that and stuff like that, but not like that was my best friend my whole life.
And I can dig that. So that was just something that was it was going on. And, Paul, somebody got to lick the spoon. You know what I'm saying? As a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yo. So, now, so I'm the only male for a number of generations on my mother's side because the other two passed away. So I was pretty spoiled, but I'm the oldest of the oldest too. So it was just a lot of different things. So my grandmother took on to me real early. And so like I lived in the Bronx, like I said. So during the week I was with my grandmother, with my mom, and then every weekend, like clockwork, my grandmother would pick me up on Friday, take me down to Manhattan, and I'll be down there until Sunday. And
Grandma was living all right.
oh nah, she was good. She was a paralegal. And that's the most success I ever saw growing up was my grandmother. So I would go down there. My grandmother had cable. We didn't have cable, so that shows my age a little bit. Like I couldn't even watch Cartoon Network unless I went to my grandmother's house. We just had regular TV antenna. So um, I would go down there. I would live it up, man, and she would have me doing anything from pizza from scratch to uh, cookies from scratch, breads, all kinds of stuff. And I have been doing it since I was little. So it became something that I did, especially after her passing, to deal with like my anxiety and my depression and stuff. Like it might be 3 o'clock in the morning. So in order to be productive in what I was going through and not make other people miserable, not go out and look for trouble and the way I think other people tend to deal with that same type of stuff, I'll be in here baking, spending time with my grandmother's memory, and then I just end up with a whole bunch of stuff that I don't have nobody to give it to. So I give it to like my kids, or I will put it on Facebook and tell people I made this, come and get it. And people were just like, hold up, you made all of that, and how much is it? And I'm like, I don't sell this. Like, this ain't good enough to sell. And it just got to the point where people were just like, well, I want you to make that for me. I'm not even gonna let you do it for free. And that's kind of how core creation started off.
Was it therapeutic for you in a sense at a younger age, and when you got older still doing it? Is it still therapeutic for you, or is it more
Absolutely,
of a connection?
absolutely. That's part of why I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't like doing this as a business. Um, but there's a quote I have in my bathroom, and it's from Tyler Perry, and it says there are people counting on your dream. And basically, if I open up a bakery, there's somebody who's looking to start a trucking company. My brother might want to start a trucking company. I could give him his opportunity delivering his stuff to my place. Like there's somebody with a cleaning business that needs me to give them a shop when I open up my lounge or something like that. So sitting on a gift doesn't help other people. And it got to the point where I was just like, all right, I'm gonna give this a try. I'm gonna put a name on it. And I'm gonna test some stuff out. So for a minute, some of the people close to me didn't even know I was using them as lab rats and seeing, does this work? Does that work? does a banana pudding red velvet brownie actually work? Like this type of stuff, because I want to be so unique that you can't just, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people that do a lot of different things, but I want to be unique enough to where, you have to kind of, I'm your go-to guy for this, because I bake like a grandmother, but I can be uh innovative. Like I'm not one of the people that really knows how to do fondant and all the other stuff, because a lot of those people are good at decorating, and then that cake is built to look like life size Beyonce, and then it'd be trash when you eat it. So
Tastes like a sponge.
yeah, it tastes like Beyonce feet. So I actually that might not be too bad, to be honest. But so I
Yeah, well, he suck toes. He be sucking toes.
no, I don't. I'm not a toe sucker. I'm not a toe sucker. But it's certain feet. When you talk about it, we're not going to disrespect those feet. And I would imagine that Beyonce is not the feet we're going to disrespect. But yeah, like a lot of people, they be using fondant and stuff like that, and they can make a cake into a motorcycle. But when you sit down and eat it, it's crumbly. It don't really taste like nothing. The focus was on that. So mine is the other way around. I'm not very good at decorating. Like if you want me to do all of that stuff, like I'll tell you, you got the wrong person. I'll give you some cupcakes to accent that are going to taste good, but I can't do a cake that you can drive off the lot and nothing like that.
I can do that.
So what's the biggest what's the big lesson you learned from learning how to bake with your grandma that carries you on till now?
If you ain't going to do it with love, don't do it.
Say that.
Because anything you do represents yourself. So it's going to show kind of how much you love yourself, how much you respect yourself in something that you do. If you're not going to respect yourself, don't do it. Like if you're going to half-ass it or something like that, just because like if I do something for somebody for free, for whatever the reason is, or if somebody pays me hundreds of dollars, you getting the same thing, because at the end of the day, you're going to say you got it from me. And I don't want you to have the caveat of, oh, I got it from him, but I didn't pay it. Like, nah, I got to show that what I do is always going to be consistent. If I mess up, like I'm very hard on myself. Anybody that knows me will tell you I'm super, super hard on myself, to the point where somebody might eat something like, bro, this is a masterpiece. I'm like, really? Man, I messed that up. I messed the timing of this up and all. I'd be surprised, like genuinely surprised, not doing it so that I can lower the expectation. I really be surprised, because baking is different than cooking.
Oh yeah.
Like what you measure and mix and put in that oven, like that's what's coming out. You can't do nothing but sit back and wait. You can't add paprika and add this and mix it up and add it. Nope. When it come out, that's all you can do is pray that you got it right. And I throw a lot of stuff away. Anybody who bakes and tells you that they don't is either lying or perfect, because sometimes it don't even necessarily be your fault.
Right.
That's like our cousin. Like when he bake his cakes, I was telling you about earlier, he don't use a timer. He said he go by his nose. He said it come out right every time.
So I do both. Like I use a timer because also I can get distracted, because I have obsessive compulsive disorder. So there's certain things that I can't take my mind off if it's not finished. So once that goes in the oven, if I sit there and I'm like, I need to clean my baseboards, I literally am not going to do anything else until I finish cleaning my baseboards. So I need my timer to let me know, hey, don't forget you put all this stuff in the oven. It's not even to make sure I take it out. It's just to let me know, like, hey, bro, don't forget with all the stuff you're doing, don't forget you started cooking. I know you're building a bookshelf, but don't forget you started cooking. It's like, all right.
Yeah, that could be tough on your insurance if you forget.
Mayhem.
That'll be the next commercial.
You also listed you were a brand ambassador. You want to talk about that?
Sure. So there is an app called Pass the Peas. Pass the Peas is everything that I embody. It is about people keeping the recipes of the family alive. So a lot of us it's tutorials on there, it's recipes on there, and it's a lot of home cooking stuff, and it's a lot of us. It's a black owned and run app. I'm one of the few ambassadors of the app. I have a couple of other ambassadorships, but my focus is on that because it's a direct correlation of what I do, especially because it embodies, like I said, the love of it. It's about the recipes, but it's about what that recipe meant to your family. It's about what it does for you mentally, and like somebody said on here, like the self love and taking care of those things. Those are important to us. And right now, like we're in a generation where we are losing a lot of traditions. Everybody wants
Indeed.
to break away. And don't get me wrong, it's cool to break away from the generational curses, but there's so much that our families had that we're breaking away from, and unfortunately, a lot of it is recipes that we need. We don't even sit at tables anymore to eat.
No.
Um, so the recipes that our grandmothers had and things like that. And the crazy thing is, it's even easier to keep them now. My grandmother had a book. She wrote the stuff down in there. You know how easy it is to just digitally store it, or again, what Pastor Pease does comes in and it's something that it can share with everybody, and it's in there. So I'm happy to be a brand ambassador of that. I'm a brand ambassador for. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't been paid or signed my NDA on those, so there is a beard oil I'll be related to and a couple of other stuff, but yeah, we ain't talking about that till I get my money. So right now, Pastor P's is Pastor P's is my focus, and to be honest, like that, I really have a place in my heart for Pastor P's. So it's not about money, it's not about any of that stuff. Y'all go excuse me, download that app when you get a chance. It's definitely a dope app.
But
Yo,
you know,
so go ahead.
what I was gonna say, which is crazy, like growing up, like my brother tell you, I was never one to cook. When we having events at the house, he'll never see me cook.
You
But
definitely want to
this,
eat.
but damn, bro, I ain't trying to
I had to
eat.
get you back for the I had to get you back for the feet stuff, man. You don't,
Oh,
I don't be putting
I had
no.
I had a couple more. I had a couple more, but I let you slide. I ain't wanna. But you know, just watching my dad cook, like I end up taking notes. So other than the books and stuff like that, you know, you say grandma had books, and you say easier now because you know you got cell phone fiction, all that. But just being in the kitchen itself, you know, kids, cousins, like people can pick up on what to put into their food, and even though that doesn't give you the love, that gives them steps to learn about the love to put into their food. I know sometimes when I get my groove, like I'll throw on some Kenny G and just let that shit ride, and I won't know what I put in, but I know what I put in. Now, can I make that same exact thing again later? No, because I'm not measuring that. I'm just dumping and dumping, and that comes to the therapy side. That comes through the generational side. That comes through the, you know, self care. Like all that is in the cooking, and it's not like it was before. Before you see commercials, movies, you seen all that stuff with people cooking, and now you don't even see that no more. Like you said, it's a rush. People don't eat together. They don't eat at the table no more. They're always out to eat. I
Well,
think some of
especially
that,
amongst
that's
males, man, I think it's very
yeah.
important. Is like my kid. I only have sons, so all they know is mommy and daddy can cook. Like mommy and daddy can clean. Daddy does laundry, and this is before I was divorced. Like this is not something that I did all because it's just me and I had to. I've always done this, and I think it adds another lane. Like my son is 6'1", 200 pounds, and he's 15. He don't play no sports, but he likes to be in the kitchen with me. You know what I mean? So if, I'm not pushing him anywhere. I'm trying to show them everything that I can as a male that you can capitalize off of, and you can find love in any of these talents you might have, and you're not limited because you're a male. Of course, there's certain things like I would prefer for them not to be nail techs or something like that. But if if he can do it,
They
like,
do
and that's the
pedicures.
route you want.
They can do
Yeah, I
pedicures.
mean, yeah, like, and I see it all the time as males. When I go to get mine, as males doing them, they don't do mine. But I mean, if you want to open up, because you can open up whatever business you want to. I
Right.
can open up a barbershop and never cut no hair. So it's like at least
Yep.
have an interest and know what these lanes are. So they like being in the kitchen, even if it's just knife technique, even if it's just knowing how not to cut your finger off when you get older and I'm not around. Like they learn these things. And my middle son, he really, really has taken to it. So that's time, the same way that time was important with me and my grandmother. when you have multiple kids, you have to nurture each individual one's time, and so now that's starting to become kind of my time with him.
Let me ask you this: what was or a couple of the grandma meals that you had to be there for? The ones that you didn't want to miss.
Um, so it's crazy. Like before, people used to even do meal prep before that was a thing. Because I mean, I'm an '80s baby,
Right.
so fitness wasn't even like that in the early '90s and all that stuff. People would come to my grandmother for her cabbage soup, and it
Mm.
sounds so, especially to a kid, it sounded so bad. Like, bro, who eats this for a week? Like, I don't care if you're losing weight or not, but it was so good. Like, people used to come from all the different boroughs. Like, and I don't know how much I know about the travel, but I mean, it can be hours between boroughs depending on even public transportation, depending on traffic. So people used to come and get enough of that to last them, like, to where they could freeze it and all that stuff. So that was one of the things. One of the main things when I bring it up, because I make it as well, is she made a zucchini nut bread.
Mm.
I'll pause that. But zucchini walnut bread with a lemon glaze. And come holiday time, that's what they don't. Hey, relax, man. I didn't AO you when you were saying you don't know what you put in, but you know what you put in. Relax. I'm gonna tell Cam and Mace on you. But yeah. So the dope thing about zucchinis is if you cook a zucchini, like you chop it up, you fry it, anything like that, it tastes like a vegetable. But if you bake it in something, it takes on a citrus, so it kind of tastes like Seven Up. So a zucchini walnut bread kind of tastes like a banana nut bread with like a Seven Up uh, kind of thing to it. Um, and then it's the lemon glaze over the top. So we couldn't wait. Like no matter what was on the table, we couldn't wait till that came out. Even just the smell of it. So when she passed, everybody kind of gave up on it. And it was just one day, like I was just mourning real bad. And I looked up because I didn't have her recipe. So I looked up the recipe to give me a foundation of what it entails, period. And then I kind of started remembering what she used to do when I used to watch her do it. So from that point on, I started making it. So a lot of times, like when I'll get somebody and they're like, they don't do a lot of sweets or they don't necessarily want cupcakes or cheesecakes, anything like that. I'm like, all right, well, let me see if you like this, and I'll give them to you can eat that with breakfast or anything like that. And they always order it again. So I know, like when I do that one and I do it well, even though I know she would still tell me it wasn't perfect, I still be looking up like, yeah, that's the one right there.
What's grandma's background?
Like
Is
I mean,
she Southern? Is she West Indian?
No, not as so. My great grandmother was Southern, but she was still in New York. Like she moved up there early on, like most of the older black people. So but she had Southern roots. But my actual grandmother did not. She was a New Yorker
Through and
through and
through.
through. You would know if you made her mad. She was a New Yorker.
like I feel like cooks, people that can cook, whether it's bacon or like full course meals, and mechanics are like the same. Like you can find them, but if you find the one with the right equipment and the love, that's something that's somebody you're gonna keep going back to. That's where you're gonna show your loyalty. Because you got some people that can fix shit, but they just don't have the right utensils or tools.
Yeah,
And then you
and
got people in the
the
kitchen, they can cook,
experience,
but they don't have
the experience
yeah.
with both of them,
Yeah, so I
because you
kind of
come
compare.
across stuff. Yeah, like you come
Yeah.
across stuff over time, and it's like, oh, I remember. I added a little bit of salt, and it kept that from happening. Same thing with a mechanic. You're like, all right, if I took this off first when that happened, this ended up not happening. The same thing.
Yeah. And I think those are like, even now with these new electric cars, you kind of getting the old shade tree mechanics out of here. But those were the faithful. Those are like your grandma, the ones that knew how to fix everything and didn't need a computer to do it. Like your grandma didn't need to measure everything. She kind of had a feel for it. She kind of had to feel if she didn't have this flavor,
Absolutely.
she can add this flavor for the same compensation. So it's like, I think she also taught you how to adapt.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's another thing in the kitchen. You got to be able to adapt. You got to be able to evolve. And I think that's part of how you're created. how you evolved because you knew how to. I don't have enough of this. Let me get this, and that poured into you, and now it helps who you are today.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. The only time it sucks, man, is 'cause, like I said, bacon is bacon. You can't always stuff something, and like when I'm cooking late at night and stuff like that, and the store is closed, I ran out of something. I can't do nothing until the store opens back up. Like with regular cooking, sometimes you can just move on with certain things and you'll be fine. But with bacon, it's like if I'm out of flour, I'm done. I'm just out of flour. Like it's the difference between a cake and a brownie sometimes. Like I'm just done. So it really just depends.
Yeah. I wanted to know how you came up with your name, with the name of it.
Core Creations.
So one thing about me, and it's going to sound random to go this way, but I'm big into battle rap. And part of it is I've just always loved the art of writing. And one thing has always been double entendres. So with Core Creations, most people think it's something that it's not. So Core Creations, the only person in this world that's ever called me Core has been my grandmother. I hate it, never really liked it, but I liked it from her because it was my grandmother. So I didn't like when other people do it. My family calls me a different nickname. So that was one of the benefits. It was like an ode to my grandmother. But the double meaning to it is me creating from my core and what my core and my creations are. So if you look on my apron, my sister was actually the only one to pinpoint it, and it was beautiful because she made my apron. But my core is my grandmother and my mother, and then my creations are my kids. So it's kind of a dedication to both at the same time, and to my grandmother. But it's not about me, which people think the core in it is really more about me. I don't want anybody calling me core. I don't like it. But like I said, it's to pay homage to her, but it's also to represent like this is about the people that poured into me and who I'm pouring into. So it's about my core from them, and then my creations, which pass my everything that goes through my core passes through to my son.
That make you a dope dude, man. Just like the feeling that I get in terms of your energy is so appreciated. The love you have for your grandma, the love you have for your kids, the love that you put into, your baking. Like a lot of times we don't want to expose that as, melanated men. You know what I'm saying? So for you to put that on the forefront, man, I salute you for that.
I appreciate that. To be honest, it took a lot of maturation for that because I was one of those dudes that I liked it when people was like, "Oh, nah, that dude crazy," and that's so dumb. You know what I mean? Like that's so dumb that I was that guy and took pride in it. Like I've been in a lot of fights, man. I've been in a lot of fights, and I had to realize like I was fighting for the respect of people I didn't even respect, and then also it was stuff I was going through that I really wanted to hurt other people. So I'm too old for that. I got kids, stuff like that. So it's like put that energy into something positive because I got to show them. I got a son with a bad temper, and I can't stand it because I know where it came from, and I know what he be thinking. So it's like this is not representing the people that poured into me properly. And handcuffs suck.
They suck.
Which one of your most asked?
Huh?
Depending on who putting them on you. I was fucking with you.
Here you go.
I don't know, because if you got wide shoulders,
who putting them on you?
No.
Yeah, like the fluffy ones suck too. Like just not being able. I'm gonna be honest. Once the real ones get put on you, the fake ones is dirt too. Because just knowing that as a human, as a man, I can't do nothing with my hands until you let me is one of the worst feelings.
I ain't got that kind of free feeling.
You take them away. Yeah, nah, we can do a lot of other stuff. I mean, you can tie him up because if you tie him up, I guarantee I'm just gonna get out of that. Yeah, I'll rip your whole headboard off. But chicks be having them, they be having them headboards with the felt and the diamonds and stuff. I don't think they can even tie you to headboards no more. They all got the
Remember Martin? Martin's
Yeah,
Head,
nah. Yeah, she came out with a head. Yeah, see,
shit.
that would be me,
What?
but with my hands tied to it. I'll be dragging that down the street till I can get to somebody to cut it off.
So what's one of your most? What's your most asked about dessert that you make or baking, whatever?
Bro, so I make these strawberry crunch cupcakes, right? And I got the idea. I didn't even see it on Facebook or nothing. I got the idea, but just how much people like the ice cream bar,
Yeah, yeah,
and learned how to make it and everything like that. But I put a little, mine are done differently than other people's. I never say exactly how, and it's subtle, it's small, but mine are done a little bit different because I wanted to bring out the vanilla part. Because one of the best parts of that ice cream bar is once you get through everything that has that strong sweet taste, the ice cream is kind of subtle. So I did something on them that brings that out. And when I tell you, I'm so sick of making these cupcakes, bro. It's been times, you know how you do something in autopilot, like you come home, you have a drive home from work and you get home and you don't even remember how you got home. Like I literally make these cupcakes in my sleep sometimes, bro. I am so sick of making them, but I just appreciate how much like people don't get tired of them. Like I do pop-ups in Colombia and sometimes I do deliveries. I'll be down there this weekend with those cupcakes and red velvet because people have been asking. And it's a lot of times it's new people plus all the same people. Like
right.
there hasn't really been anybody that tailed off. It's the same. Oh, you bringing them back down? I'm getting them again. And people telling me to raise my prices. Like I'm so sick of making strawberry crunch cupcakes.
Hey, come
I,
on.
bro,
I
I'm
was about to
so sick of.
oh,
I'm
look
so
at this
sick of them.
comment. Look at the comment.
I got some big thumbs. Ooh, which one?
I
I
don't know
got
what
big
that
hands.
means.
I got big hands. Period. Like God, God. I really think God had like a real big sense of humor because like I got the hands of an NBA player and nothing else. I'm 5'11" and I got Rajon Rondo's hands and that's it. Like,
He knew you was gonna fight. He gave you slap hands.
bro, my and it did come. I guess it came in handy for that. But like, my mom used to think I was gonna be tall, so my mom was one of those moms. Like, again, I was the only boy, so my mom thought I was gonna be tall. I wear a size 11 and a half now. My mom bought me some size 13 team shoes in the eighth grade because
Oh no.
she thought I was gonna have a growth spurt. And I played the whole season in these shoes, not knowing that having shoes three sizes too big was really not a good thing. And I
No.
mean, but again, like come ninth grade, I could dunk. I'm always one of the fastest people, so it was like she didn't know, but I guess carrying around those heavy ass shoes prepared me for the quarter inch that I grew that summer.
Okay.
So let me
I can
ask you.
dig that.
Yeah, let me ask you. So, when you try? First question is: do you try other people's cakes?
Yo, whoa, bro, you gotta relax. You
Oh, my bad. Do you try other people's baking goods?
boy, you a freak.
Do you try other people's baking goods?
To be
There's a
honest,
question
like
behind it. That's why I'm asking.
I've always been a pastry person, never been real big into candy, but as of late, like as I approach 40, I see that I can't just control my weight the way I used to early on. I could go up to 240, work out real fast, and drop back down to 225 if I wanted to. Now I go up to 240 and go work out and go to 241. So I've been trying my best not to really eat I don't eat any of my own for the most part.
Yeah, but you try other people's.
Nah, like I said, I just try to stay away from sweets for the most part, period. So I really don't. I support a lot of people though, But no.
Okay, that's kind of where I'm going. So like with you and your business, so you got a high quality, and I'm assuming you got good customer service. So that's where I'm going. Like, how do you feel about other people selling their product and customer service compared to yours? Because customer service is one of those big things in black and with black owned businesses. People like, man, he had a good product, but he had a shitty attitude when I had to return. You know, they always in black businesses. That's the customer service part is big that people don't think about until they need customer service, and then it's like you done fucked up so much that don't nobody care about your business no more.
Yeah, and that's a huge. You can ask anybody. Like that's a huge part of again. If you're gonna half-ass it, don't do it. Everything I do represents me.
Yeah.
My kids are on my apron, so I can't have y'all looking at me and my family a certain way. I brought this to you, so if it's not, if I don't feel it's at least close to perfect, I won't even present it, even on a pre-order. I'll let you know. I'll give you your money back. I'll give you the next one free or whatever. But if it came out like if I did a cheesecake last weekend, and I don't know what the problem was when I did it, but the taste and the flavors were there. It was amazing, but the shape was bad, and it wasn't something. If it's not something you can put on social media and share and say you got it from me, I'm not going to bring it to you. So unfortunately, it was somebody I knew, but I told her like I'll refund this, and the next time because I don't know what you're planning to do with it. You might have made plans around this. The next time is on me, and I'll make sure that I'll have it right. But customer service, it's not a small percent of what you do. Customer service, like your customer service and your product is 50-50. So I focus on that just as much. It starts before I do anything. First, you're trusting me with something you're about to digest. So my kitchen, my house, myself has to be clean. I damn near bleach myself to make sure that I'm not getting anybody sick. I'm inspecting the ingredients that I use. Even if I get it from a reputable place, I go to Trader Joe's. I'm cleaning my fruit, any of that stuff, and just making sure like that's customer service starts with the stuff y'all can't even see.
For sure, and that's real. Like that is, you know, other people have I don't understand. Like it's kind of twofold. Like we buy products from those other people, and it's kind of like case of rock. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever will be. And sometimes when we purchase from one another, it's like the standard go up for some reason. You know what I'm saying? But appreciating the way that you handle your business, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've definitely been like, damn, I wish I wouldn't have spent my money with you. And I'm never going to do it again based on customer service type shit.
Yeah,
You know
and I don't know. I think it's like it's trendy for black people to criticize other black people. Because think about it. If a new restaurant opens up, Bun B opened up his restaurant, right? And I saw people saying, I won't go back because the line was so long. Now we know it's a trendy restaurant that just opened up, so you can expect a long line. But we literally sat in Popeye's line for 2 hours waiting on a sandwich that now I can walk through the drive-thru and get that sandwich. But because it was trendy to do, it's not black people don't own Popeyes, and we did not care about the wait. Not when I say we, I'm talking about in general, because I didn't either. But there wasn't really any complaints. In fact, that made it more wanted. The fact you had to wait so much for it, it was exclusive. Same thing with Jordans. They'll wait outside for Jordans. If a black-owned shoe was to come out, and because Jordan owns part, but that's Nike shoe. But if a black-owned shoe was to come out and you had to wait for releases, or they kept bringing out the same shoe over time, and you had to wait for it or bid on it, anything, man, they'd tear that shoe apart. They would never, they would never credit the shoe as being rare and trendy. They would say it's bad service. They didn't make enough. If you notice many people want the shoe, why wouldn't you make enough of the shoe and stuff like that? It is a different standard, but that doesn't mean that I can use that excuse to slack off on my customer service too. Like I need even those people that's looking for a reason can't say nothing about me.
For sure.
So how do you handle that? How do you handle that? Somebody buys a cupcake or something from you, and they take a bite and it's not what they expected. How do you handle that interaction?
Luckily, I don't know. Yeah, luckily I don't know, but I'm gonna be completely honest. Like I don't depend on this so much that every dollar is that important. If you bite into something that wasn't what you expected or it was nasty or something like that, whatever you pay, you can have that back. Like I'm not I'm not so pressed. Even if you dishonest, even if you walk away and when you turn your back, you eat the rest of it, and it's like whatever caused you to do that. I don't know what's going on in your life. Whatever caused you to be that dishonest, you take that with you, and still remember you had to lie about the best cupcake you ever ate. But if it if it's not good, then I let you down. Like if you have your money back.
That's real, Corey. I mean,
Yeah.
this hour went by real quick, man. It's been a super dope conversation. Again, to put your values on a pedestal, for all the love that you show in your life, man. We need more brothers like you doing that. We need that messaging to go out. You know what I'm saying? That it's all right to not be the tough guy. Like if you tough, we know you tough, cuz. You know what I'm
Yeah, like
saying?
if you, that's the thing. Like I can do this because I know who I am. Like I, I don't have to. Most of the people that man, I never big. Yeah, I knock them out. Like it's not about showing. Is that bark don't be meaning nothing. Like if when you tough, you don't have to focus on. And when I say tough, I don't even mean just like fighting. I mean just persevering and going through like it. Don't want to be messed with. Like you don't have to do all that, man. Go bake a cake.
Absolutely, man. Well, we're gonna give you one more spotlight, man. You can share your social media. You definitely want to talk about Pastor P's and just, whatever you want to highlight.
Um. All right. So absolutely core creations. That's my movement. That's my business. I will be in Columbia Saturday. I don't have a location yet, but if you go on my social media, I move around. So you go on my social media, it is underscore Corey B on Instagram. Don't laugh at none of my ugly pictures. It is Corey Holden on Facebook. I have a Twitter, but I don't really use it like that. Um, Pastor P's is the app. It is on all the app. It is in your Play Store. It is in your App Store. If you got dumbass iPhone. Um,
Say that again.
friend zone. I think most people will love it. That is on YouTube. As of right now, the pilot is on YouTube. Type in friend zone, the pilot, you'll find it on YouTube. The episodes will be on streaming platforms coming soon. Keep you posted on that, especially if you follow my social media. And
What is your
other than
social
that,
media?
I just said it, man. See, hold up. Which one was that? Was that the freak or the other one? So my social media, my IG is underscore Corey B, and then my Facebook is Corey Holden. I don't have a page specifically for core creations, and the main reason why I can't handle the traffic is it already gets overwhelming. When I work a full time job, I'm a full time father, and I want to be involved, so it can get overwhelming to do as much as what I'm asked to do sometimes. So eventually it'll get to the point this is my job. As of right now, it is my passion, but it doesn't have medical benefits.
Okay.
So it would be underscore Corey B on Instagram. On Facebook is Corey Holden. Pastor P's available now. Friend Zone, the pilot. Make sure you type in the pilot is on YouTube and look out for it on other platforms like Amazon Prime and probably Tubi once we get everything sent in. Um, and other than that, man, if you are any part of my demographic, if you are black, if you are a black man, if you're a black male father, do it. Be great at it. Like that's something I represent no matter what business I'm in. Um, be great at it. Be better than you were yesterday.
That's what's up, man. You said a word right there, man. Carolina, what you gonna tell the people on the way out?
Corey like feats. Now, networking is
I knew it was gonna be
superpower,
something
man.
freaky. I knew it was gonna be something freaky, bro. It's Dutch Fort. That's what it is.
Don't do that.
Dutch Fort.
Networking is superpower.
The hell is a silver fox? You foxy. That's what it is. You real foxy. You went to Dutch Fort, bro.
Pause.
Yeah,
Nah, that's not what that means. See, that's not what that means at all. What you're not gonna do is shoot me with my bullets. That's not what that means, bro.
Get your life together, man.
Corey, let y'all know Corey's part of the Beehive. Yeah, Corey's part of the Beehive. He likes feet. He said Beyonce got good feet. Part of the Beehive. Don't say nothing bad about Bay with Corey around.
Hey,
Network
this getting deleted or this staying on there?
Network is super. I appreciate Corey coming on here. Man, G was like, "Hey man, you know how that my partner, he a dope individual. He set us up. I spoke to Corey. Corey was down from the giddy up. So I appreciate him coming on here with the knowledge and really just having a laid back conversation, enjoying it, vibing with us. A black man that's in ownership. You know, we try to promote and support people in people that he's doing in his lane. I appreciate him coming on here. You know, my brother said time is something valuable. Time is very valuable. So I truly appreciate him coming on. Do want him to come back. Me and my brother up for another podcast award. Also, we up for this is our 4th podcast award, and I'm only going hard because
we better than the motherfucker.
End of September. This the link. Yeah, we better them up, motherfucker. Here's the link. You can go to that link. You can vote as many times as you want. Just go in there and vote for us in the podcast section. Show us some love. You know, me and my brother do this show off love. We do this shit off therapy. We do this shit off helping other people get recognized. So this is just another way for y'all to get back to us. Like, you know, some podcasts ask you for cash apps and Vimos and money, but now we promote people, and all we ask back is, like, when we ask actions like this to vote for us, that's all we want back in return, man. Other than that, we're going to keep promoting small, independent, big, independent people that have something going on for them. We will promote on this show. This is a black man with kids that's doing something very positive within his household. And you don't hear black men talk about teaching their kids how to cook and how to bake and all that. You do not hear that shit. So you gotta say, hey, bro, I got nothing but respect for you to do that, man. So
I appreciate
that. Keep going.
Is there a way to vote for your brother and not vote for you on that day? Like a collective. I mean, I know everything you just said was like heartfelt, and I appreciate that. But yeah, we still kind of beefing. So,
hey man, look, in a real way, that's what we're here for, man. We coming off of a family reunion, man. I say it all the time. Love the people who love you back, man. If you beefing with a family member, cut that shit short. People leaving here for no reason and quickly. If you beefing with a family member,
anybody, to be honest, like it just don't be about nothing, man. Like, and I'm as a confrontational person, I'm telling you, man, leave it alone. It really be about nothing. Just set your pride aside and stop.
There you go.
So I'm not taking that advice though. Like, me and you we got problems. You know.
But no, man, like, that's what we here for, man. We here to support people that look like us. We got to kill the narrative that we can't work with each other, that it's a reason to hate on somebody that you don't know. All of that shit is, a trick of the enemy, as my friend says. Don't buy into the bullshit, man. It's somebody out there that has a quality product. They have a quality idea. They are there to genuinely help you. Understand that and put your foolish pride aside. This is the Bottom of the Bottle Show. Special thanks to my man Corey. Hey man, keep doing what you're doing. All the success in the world. And I don't know, man, we might have some projects coming up, man. We finagling with this movie thing. We trying to get some things together. So we definitely gonna keep you in mind for that, man. You definitely got the chops. You're quick on your feet. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I appreciate that.
Outside of that,
anything y'all do moving forward, anytime you want me back on, just let me know, and I'm there.
Yeah, man, we have open discussions and open panels and shit. You know what I'm saying? Where we just talking about what's going on in the world. We'll definitely key you up for that if you got time to join us. And this has been another dope edition of the Hummmpday Happy Hour Tap-In, man. We appreciate you. And outside of that, till the next time, man, y'all be easy.
Be easy.
Yeah, we gone.